that you're never gonna make it? Are you just gonna take that? Make them take it all back. Don't tell me you believe that.
What it is, guys, it is IPossessThePower, aka Jordan, and welcome back to the channel. For you guys today, I have something different, not normal DMZ. We are over in the raids. We have an ATOMGRAD raid episode 2. To do these, you do need 3 players. They've added a find party feature, so you guys don't have to have actual friends. I don't, so I found it very hard to do these. But now I'm in public lobbies, I am able to do them, and I wanted to get this guide up just to help you guys out. So once you spawn in, we are going to be going up this ladder here. We just want to jump to our left, and then in this you're able to mantle and do a bit of parkouring. Just kill the enemy at the top, and then we're going to make our way through these tunnels. There are going to be enemies in here, mostly T1s, couple T3s. What we do need to watch out for though is the Juggernaut. Once you've cleared this out, there's a bit of a pause to throw you off. A Juggernaut is going to drop down a hole in the wall. It's in this tunnel here. He actually drops in the hole above me. What I suggest doing is taking him out, because the next step, you need to do more parkouring. If you don't take him out, he'll actually follow you and kill you in that area. So it's better just to take the time to kill him. So the Juggernaut joined the party and my teammates just abandoned me. Like I said, I don't think they realised that he comes in after, so I just hang back and killed him. Pick up his machine gun if you would like, and then we're going to make our way over to where we see these steam pipes. We just want to wait until they stop, and then you can quickly sprint and make your way all to the top. They don't do any damage, they just slow you down, so you don't need to worry about getting hit by them, especially if all the enemies gone, it's not an issue. So coming out to here, we need to come and hit this valve. What it's going to do, as you see, is it's going to stop this pipe and it's going to start this one. So every time you turn that switch, it alternates the steam and what pipe it's coming out of. So we're just going to wait for our very helpful teammates to come and start mantling up this. They're just greasing up their hands because he's just standing still, and what we want him to do is just to jump over and then wait for his other teammate to jump over when this guy realizes he needs to give him some room. Just shoot them in the ass to hurry them up. I find that works. And then what we want to do when they're both on that platform is hit this valve, and as I said, it's going to change the steam that the valve comes out of, and then it's time for you to climb up. Now on the other end, when they're at the top, they're going to have a valve that they can turn to get you across, so it's going to stop that steam. You're going to wait, they're going to hit the valve again, and then that means you're able to jump across. You just want to go ahead and parkour up to this top bit, and here is the valve that they were activating. So once you're all up here, you need to make your way over to where I do. No enemies in here, you just need to crawl underneath that, make your way through the vent, and then into this opening. You're just going to have one enemy on the catwalk and then one just opposite you. Now you're going to notice that there's a control board here with 3 switches. I'm sure you've noticed there's 3 players, and I'm sure you've figured it out by now. All 3 of us need to hit these buttons at the same time. This is where communication comes in. Otherwise, what we like to do is shoot your gun 3 times, and then just after the 3rd shot, everyone press the button. Seems to be a kind of universal thing that everyone knows when you don't speak. What's going to happen when you press all the buttons is these vents are going to open. You can only have one person on a vent at the same time. So if I jumped on the first one and then someone jumped on it with me, it would collapse and you would all fall down. And as you see here, they're just going to open and you just want to jump. So now I'm on the 3rd one. We should have a person on every single vent. You do have to be quick, as you see they collapse behind him. We did have one of our teammates fall. So what you need to do is you can just climb that ladder and make your way back over here. As you see, he's here, so if you fall to your death, you don't die, you just respawn back in this area. But once you guys have made your way over to the other side, you need to come and use this zip line. It's going to take you up. There's going to be no enemies in here, just one across the room from you for the key cards, but we will save that for another video. And now we have a second puzzle for these ventilation shafts. So I just want to show you what happens if you fail before we get into how to actually do it. As you see across from me, that's where we started. If you're the only one that makes it over and your teammates fall, climb this ladder here and use the catwalk to get back to their location where they respawn. Seems to be a common thing with these jumping puzzles is if you fall or someone doesn't make it and you do, there's always a ladder you can use to get back. But in this one here, we're going to be showing you guys how it actually is done. So everyone hit the button at the same time and jump onto your first platform, then onto the second one, and then the third one, and then we're actually going to do a diagonal jump onto this gas pipe here. Once you're on here, you just need to wait here for the one in front of me to activate. Looking at our spawn points, we're kind of back where we started, but then we're going to be jumping across upper level onto this side and just making our way to the end platform, just remembering we can't have more than 2 person on one of these. So make your way down there and then onto the final platform and just watch your little prodigies make their way over to you. Once you've done that, we need to hold square on this blue door. Once you're through the blue door, just drop down this tunnel. There's only one way to go, so that's why I'm speeding it up. You'll easily be able to find your way through here until you come to this opening where you're going to have a firefight. There's just going to be a few enemies in here, not too bad to deal with. Just go ahead and take them out and then hop down these stairs here and you're into a supply room. So I recommend picking up the RPK here. It has 100 bullets with incendiary rounds, and also the Bryson or the Dragon's Breath that has incendiary rounds. I took the machine gun or the minigun just to help the team out, but definitely grab the Dragon's Breath and the RPK. You can refill on ammo there. You can also grab flashbangs, which I suggest as you carry 4, and we will have riot shield enemies, and also loading up on plates. So from that room, what we want to do is just make our way down here, and you're going to come into this area here, which is another puzzle room. And if you just quickly come over to here, you're going to catch all the enemies coming out of this corridor, and as you see, this gun absolutely shreds. This is why I suggest bringing it. You're also going to get enemies above you as well that like to lob down a lot of grenades, so just be wary of that. This is why I suggest running the assault kit, as you can have 3 armor plates, and if you have it leveled up enough, you can have a stack of 5 in reserve. So once you've dealt with the enemies, we want to use this rope here to ascend, and you're actually going to have more enemies above you, so you just want to deal with them. So once you've dealt with all the enemies, we want to jump up onto this platform here in the middle. This is from the second floor where we rappelled up. Just kill any straggling enemies and then jump up the top here. Now, just like before on the bottom floor, if you're quick, come to this opening and kill all the enemies that will come through, as it's a kind of choke point, makes it a lot easier. Now with this, take note of this zip line here. That's another rope to rappel up, and also this valve here. So what we need to do is we need to turn the valve and get a person to rappel up at the same time that you do it. As you can see, there is a flame above him, and what this does is stop the flame. So that's going to stop the flame, and he's going to rappel up. You have roughly 5 seconds before it starts, so it is tight but more than enough. So this is how to not do it. As you see, he goes too early and hits the flame and insta dies. Their tag just drops on the elevator, so you're able to revive them. So you just want to get both the teammates up there. See, it stops the fire, he goes up, and then it starts again. So now it's your turn. They're just clearing out enemies, because once the first person goes up, or the second, they come in waves, there will be a few enemies up there. What I like to do is just listen to the sound of the fire stop, and then I will use the zip line. That way if there's any lag in communication, it won't matter. So once you're up here, kill the T3s on this platform here. And what you're going to notice that directly in front of me is the switch that they use when they were up here to stop the fire for me. These raids are very team based, so I just want to show you guys the locations of all the utilities and where they are. So from there, we need to all come into this room, and we are going to activate this red button once you're all in here. And then straight away we are into another tight hallway with a firefight. I suggest making sure you have armor and munition boxes, and this is why we have our grenades and flashbangs, just to make our way through these tight choke points. You do get riot shield enemies in some of these, so just be careful. Once you've made your way all to the end, there's going to be a tunnel that you can drop through, and it's going to open up a door to our final jumping sequence. Fun, I know you guys absolutely love these, and that's good because there's one more we need to do. So just like before, we want to hit the switch at the same time, and then we're going to make our way across. I'm going to take the lead just to show you guys how to do it. Now the trick with this jumping puzzle is that when you get to the end, we need to jump to the other side, and 3 of the platforms is going to open up at the same time, so every player can get across. So as you see, if my teammates made it, they would have been in front of me. So essentially what that means is the person at the back would now have become the lead player. All three of you just need to make it over to this area here, and there is a nice supply drop greeting you on the other side. So before we get into the next area, I've been showing you guys what it looks like from the front and the pace you need to keep. Now I want to show you guys what it looks like from the back. If you were kind of at the end or in the middle, this is what you would be looking at. And also another way to do this third puzzle, as this does have multiple routes. So as you see there, we could have all jumped across, but you can actually also just follow the path all the way around as well. You just need to be a little quicker at the end there as they fall down, just a little bit faster if you do it that way. But you just need to make your way all the way to the end with everyone and then go through these blue doors here. We're going to fall down into this trench area and we're just going to make our way through here. So there's no enemies in these tunnels, however there are a bunch of T3s and riot shield enemies underneath me. You use vents, there are multiple ones. We decided to go through this one. I told them I had no idea what's down there, how about you just go and investigate. And they were like, yes boss, right away, and they jumped down, and I came in after them, just so that the enemies were attracted to them, and just to make it look like I was actually good at the game, just to come in and clear everything out and save the day. So if you want some brownie points or some compliments, then just go ahead and send them in first. This area is just annoying because of the flashlight, but it's very easy to find your way to the end. So once you've killed all the enemies just from the start there, just run till you come to this area here where you can jump down into this area, another area that I surely have absolutely no idea what's down there. So I told him to go and have another look. Without hesitation, he just jumped in there. And there is a bunch of T3s and a juggernaut, and I'm not just saying that for any reason. What I suggest doing is just send a player in there to take them down, to draw them all out while you guys kill them up from the top. It does just make this part a lot easier, and just these tight areas where they can kind of run in as far as they can and draw them away while you shoot them in the back. And anyway, once you guys have killed all the enemies and sacrificed a couple teammates, make your way through here into this supply room. We have another supply room here, so you have more guns to pick from, armor plates to grab. You can even change your kit in here, so if you don't like being a recon, you can change to an assault, and if you had it leveled up, you'd have 3 plates, etc, etc. So just use this as a kind of break point. So once you're ready to go, in the supply room is going to be a door that we need to breach. So just go up to it and plant the charge, and then just wait for that to detonate. Once it's detonated, we're going to make our way through and finally be rid of these awful flashlights so my eyes can stop being blinded. And you need to take note of where these terminals I'm going to show you are. So this one here is called a toxic gas terminal. This is where we ventilate the gas. So essentially what we're doing is we need to get one person at a time through this kind of maze here full of gas, fans, electric ground, and to the other side through air pressure doors. So the first step is to learn where these switches are for what. So that first one stops the gas, or it ventilates the gas in this area where I'm looking. And as you see, I'm looking at these spinning fans. At some point the player who runs through there is going to get to those fans, and this console here is what stops the fans so they can get through. Now this third console here is what activates the airlock doors so they can get into the area, as well as right at the end there is another door that you need to use. As you see, I'm looking at the round. That is because while you're doing this, enemies are going to spawn. So what you need to do is have one person make their way through this area and have 2 people up here, one hitting the switches and one defending them. So bear with me as I show you 2 perspectives, and by the end, if you watch it, you'll have a good understanding of how this all works. So the first perspective I'm going to show you is the 2 people up the top hitting the switch. So our teammates at the air pressure door waiting for us to activate this. That is the ventilation switch that I hit. That's going to get rid of the toxic gas in that area, and the teammate up here with me at the same time is going to hit the door switch, letting him into this maze here. So when he comes into this room here in front of the fan switch, you want to activate it when he's about halfway in there, and it's going to stop these 3 fans here. Now one of them is going to have an opening in that he needs to go through, and then it's about another 10 seconds and he's going to say that he needs to open the door, and that's what you're going to do. You're going to open the door for him, and you can't see that now, but he would have gone through the door on the other end. But I will show you the perspective of making our way through there so you get an idea of what I'm saying. And like I said, just be careful as you do get enemies in here while you're trying to do this, which is why I suggest sending one person through and having 2 people up here. So I'm going to show you it from my point of view as if I was running through the maze and my 2 teammates are up hitting the switches like I was before. So you want to make your way to this airlock door. It's just to the left of the switch that activates these doors, and our teammate's going to clear the gas, and then the other teammate is going to open the door. So you need to make your way through here. There is a certain path you need to go, because as you see there is electrical wires on the ground that will shock you, and if you stay in them too long they can kill you. The gas lasts for 40 seconds as ventilating, so you have roughly 40 seconds to make your way through here. So I get to the fans, my teammate hits the stop fan switch, I come through, and then you just want to mantle up onto here, just being careful of those wires, and then as you see I tell him to open the airlock door, a little prematurely, but I've made it here quick enough that I'm able to get through, and just as you see I get through, the gas starts, so some pretty good timing. So they do need to hit the door switch at the end for you to make it through. Now once you get into this area, you're probably wondering, well, how do you get the last guy or the other guys through? So inside this room is the exact same switches that in the other room. You have a door switch, a ventilation switch, and a fan switch. So use the switches like we did on the other side to get your last teammate through, and once he is in this area we are going to have a kind of defense gunfight where when all 3 of you are in here it's going to spawn in a bunch of enemies as well as a jug. Just take note that in these areas, in this one here on the other side as well as at the starting side, there is armor plate stations and ammo stations, so you know it's not that hard to survive. Just note that they do have a cooldown period on them. So once you've dealt with the jug and all the enemies, make your way to the left hand side of this room and go through these blue doors. You have to be fast with this next step, as I'll show you in a second that gas chases you, and if it does get you, you will die. So all regroup at this door and plant a charge. Watch out for the one enemy behind you, and this is the gas that is following you. So once the door is destroyed, just make your way through this very linear path, very easy to follow. It's mostly just enemies, T3s and riot shields. This is why Simtex and stun grenades and armor plates are really important. So just firefight all your way till the end, till you get to this kind of brick wall up these stairs. You all need to be here and plant the charge. Just remember the gas is following you this whole time, so you do need to be fast. So always moving forward while you're killing enemies. Once that is destroyed, we just need to make our way through the next area and heading over to our final location. And anyway guys, there is a cutscene. I don't want to show you that. I want you to enjoy that for yourself. So if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, comment or subscribe. It all helps out the channel. Don't forget to hit the notification bell to stay ahead of the game. I appreciate you guys and all your love and support. I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Keep it real guys. Peace.
Are you just gonna take that? Make them take it all back. Don't tell me you believe that. Are you just gonna take that? Or will you fucking fight back?